All right. We are live. Good evening, everybody.
What's happening, everybody?
Hey, Boss Blake. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. What's going on, brother?
Oh, we got some work to do tonight.
Time to get to work, man.
All right. We got people's coming in the house.
Yeah.
And we got Miss Jan in the house. Miss Keita's in the house. Queen Talks Crime in the house. Much love to you. Angel P is in the house. Gymnastics 101 is in the house. Sunny D is in the house. Miss Shay is in the house. Shave's Safe Place. Boomer Sooner Baby is in the house. Cha Cha B is in the house to join us tonight for a special live concerning the Ahmaud Arbrey case. We're going to do a little bit of a deep dive, Mr. Boss Blake and myself, on some of the investigative criteria pertaining to the case. This is a nationwide national case that pretty much went viral when someone made a mistake and did something that they weren't supposed to do.
Yeah, they make a big mistake.
Big mistake. Yes. And so, what we're going to look at doing is just share with you some of the facts of the case, bring about certain questions to get certain answers, and some of the things that are happening right now during the midst of the trial. The trial is in closing arguments right about now, which means that I'd say in about a minute or so, the jury is going to have the case and begin their deliberations. So that's going to be very interesting, Mr. Boss Blake.
Most definitely.
Yes. Now, I know that you've been covering this case exclusively on your channel.
Yes, sir. Yes, from day one. Well, I didn't start the videos on day one, but I did start following the case when I heard the lies that was told. They say he was found breaking in someone's house and the owner of the home killed him. I said, that ain't right. So as soon as I heard that, I said, I got to look more into this.
Right. And it just reminds you of how twisted some of these cases come into play. When you first hear them, someone always is off key, saying something entirely different than what originally happened.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
And, a lot of that comes from people on social media as well. But the truth always comes out, always.
Yeah. And as long as it's pursued in a timely fashion, but given the proper time to pursue the truth and begin to break down the certain elements that lead to it, is a time consuming process. And rather than folks try to rush to judgment on something, thank goodness, to get to the truth, it has its own cadence, so to speak, to get to it.
Right. And I do want to, inform everyone, just in case y'all don't know, it happened February 23rd of 2020. Now, I don't think they was going to do anything until the footage was put out by this radio guy. He put it on social media and everybody caught wind of it. And so the police had to do something. That didn't come until May of 2020. So just think about that. If it
Wow.
wouldn't have came out, I think they was going to try to brush it under the rug. Those guys was walking the city streets free, no worries in the world, until that footage got put out.
Right. Right. And it was, I guess, one of the family members of the McMichaels, Gregory, took the video surveillance footage, and he went to, I guess, the news,
No, that was Rowdy.
Oh, that's right, that's right. And that was a that wasn't too smart.
Well, it's no telling who all had their hands on it or who all he sent it to.
Right,
Because if you ask me, I feel like this was done to be recorded, and he probably sent it to the wrong person, and they probably was threatening. And that's just an assumption. That's not true. That's my assumption
hmm
because I don't know what in the hell made him go take it and show it to someone. That's a murder. That's not play. That's not Grand Theft Auto. That ain't a game you play. That man's not coming back. You took someone's life. So I'm assuming the wrong person seen it and he had no choice.
right. Yeah, and I guess they thought by putting it out the way they did was going to justify self-defense in some way, shape, or form,
The exact opposite.
and did the exact opposite. Right, right. Incredible, incredible. But you kind of figure, what if that mistake wasn't made? What would we know about the case today?
Well, I knew there was footage out there because my next door neighbor at that time was best friends with Travis. He's a cool guy.
Right,
At that time, when Travis did what he did, he stopped fucking with Travis altogether because he's a cool guy. He's not racist at all. He broke it all down to me. You know what I'm saying? And uh man, I think I wouldn't have let it go. I wouldn't have let it go. I wouldn't have let it go at all. I don't know if I would have been able to get hold to the footage, but I would have said something. I would have said something. And hopefully my voice would have been heard and maybe that investigated father or somebody else. I don't know. But I wasn't gonna let it die.
right. I want to just do this for just a second. Type a one in the chat room if you have heard of or even seen any of the video clips concerning the Ahmaud Arbery case, Arbery case. Type of one in the room. Let's see how many people are at least familiar with. Okay, we've got Kita, Oklahoma, Anna, Sunny D, 12-Step Woman, Okie 420 Mama, Jan, Queen Talks Crime. Okay, good. Angel P, Leslie B, Andrea DeBio, Adebayo. We've got Tiny Dancer, Molly 13, Rua, Gymnastics 101, Shay. We got Queen Talks Crime. She hit 3 ones. Okay. All right, Ms. Queen. Boomer Sooner Baby, 1. Good. So everyone is familiar with the case in some way, shape, or form. And I'm sure you have your thoughts about what happened to Ahmaud. And I know that I've had my thoughts. And Mr. Boss Blake had brought this specific case to my attention. And I'm just glad that he was able to cover what he could on his channel. And then it stayed in the back of my mind to speak with him about it. But I got tied up and busy during the Cash Gernon case, obviously the West Boys, Classic and Sincere, and then into the Summer Wells case. And so I wanted to at least be able to spend some time with Boss Blake in covering some of the dynamics on what he was able to learn about the case and bring it to my attention so that we can bring exposure and awareness to it together. And I'm glad that he decided, John, whenever you're ready, brother, whenever you're ready, let's go. I said, okay. So we made some time, thank goodness, and decided to come on live tonight and share with you some of our findings during the course of the investigation, some of the information that came out of the trial, and now the trial is in its closing phase, performing closing arguments for the for the jury to get the case and go into deliberations.
Right.
And, okay. So I wanted to at least share with you, at least, and I'll just go to screen share and bring up this article that I was able to, let's see what I did with it. I was able to find, at least to bring everyone up to speed. Hopefully, everyone can see that. And it'll be up shortly. Hopefully, I don't have to rekey it again. You know how these things are. You think you think you have it all queued up, and it's not there. Then it's another page, and something's flashing. And when you go to these news articles, you have to be very careful. The pop-ups are tremendous. I went to a couple of article pages to get this information, and there were just pop-ups all over the place. So I was able to locate one, BBC News, which is located in the UK, to see what they're saying outside of the United States regarding the case. And it's interesting what you find.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Hello, everyone in the chat that's speaking. If I haven't
Yes.
spoken, everyone, I know it's a lot of people in there speaking, but
Yeah, Mr. Boss Blake is real good at reading the chat room, and he'll most certainly pick up on you. He's not gonna miss. He's not gonna miss a sentence.
I gotta see my people.
You gotta see the people. You gotta see the people. Patty Meckley is in the house. We got Miss Lorraine is in the house. Let me see. Yes, Miss Lorraine Muhammad is in the house.
The
Much love to her.
lioness.
The lioness. Yes. We got Kara is in the house. Miss Lip Lock No More did a special promotion on her channel concerning tonight's live, Mr. Boss Blake.
Miss Lip Lock. Shout out to Miss Lip Lock. Salute to you, man.
Absolutely. Much love to you, Miss Lip Lock No More. Thank you so much for your support and sharing and caring and helping us get the word out regarding Ahmaud Arbrey. We send you much love. Tiny Dancer's in the house. And let me see if I missed anybody. Kathy Cooper. Oh, hello, Kathy. Welcome back. Much love to you. And thank you for following my suggestion early this morning. I appreciate that. Miss True Crimes with Miss Libby is in the house. Much love to you, Miss Libby. Seashore Girl. Uh-oh, she said, boss. The boss is on. The boss is on.
I'm in the building, you know it. I'm in the building.
We got Leanne Ferguson is just joining us. Well, thank you all for joining us this evening. We're just getting into this article I pulled up from the BBC News. Talks about Ahmaud Arbrey, what you need to know about the case. There are folks wanting justice on this particular case because everyone who has witnessed or seen the 36-second video clip of what happened in Brunswick, Georgia, the month of February 23rd, 2020, to Ahmaud is absolutely incredible. We're going to share that information once again tonight so that if you haven't seen it, Mr. Boss Blake was able to locate and find a very clear and audibly clear copy of the footage. So we'll be able to cover that with you momentarily. So here we have the article from BBC. It said the racially charged case of 3 men accused of killing a black jogger last year in the United States of Georgia has drawn national attention. The community at heart of the incident is on the tender hooks as the trial near its end. Ahmaud Arbrey was shot on February 23rd of 2020 in a confrontation with Gregory and Travis McMichael. It took more than 2 months for the men to be arrested, along with a neighbor who filmed the death. Lawyers for Mr. Arbrey's family have called his death a modern-day lynching. The McMichaels argue that they were defending themselves while trying to make a citizen's arrest. Here's what we know so far. Who was on trial? Gregory McMichael, 65. I'm sorry, Mr. Boss, you needed to say something?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. Who was on trial? Gregory McMichael, 65, and his son, Travis, 35, and their neighbor, William Roddy Bryant, 52, were arrested in May last year. Mr. Bryant joined the McMichaels in the pursuit of Mr. Arbrey. They each face 9 charges, including murder and aggravated assault. They have pleaded not guilty. Prosecutors allege that Travis Michaels used a racial epithet and an expletive directive at Mr. Arbrey as he lay on the ground. The men deny racism. Here we have a photograph of the men. Son, Travis McMichaels to the left, and the father, Gregory McMichael, to the right. Both men pursued Ahmaud Arbrey on February 23rd of 2020 down the street in Brunswick, Georgia, South Georgia, down south, the far south, down south. Okay. What happened in the trial? And this is from the prosecutors or the state. Prosecutors have argued racism was a key factor in the case. In her opening statement, lead prosecutor Linda Denukowski told the jury all 3 of these defendants did everything they did based on assumption, not on facts and not on evidence. On November 8th, the jury saw footage from police body cam in moments just after Mr. Arbrey was killed. Prosecutors used the video in the court in an effort to undermine the defense's argument that the 3 men were simply trying to detain Mr. Arbrey. You had no choice, the elder Michael is heard telling Travis as the first officer approaches. Mr. Arbrey is shown on the ground just a few steps away. Prosecutors rest their case on November 16th after showing jurors graphic photos of Mr. Arbrey's shotgun wounds. In her closing argument on November 22nd, and obviously that is today, Ms. Denukowski said that the defendants assumed Mr. Arbrey had committed a crime and tried to unlawfully detain him without legal authority. You can't create the situation and then go, I was defending myself, Ms. Denukowski said, adding that the 3 defendants had made their decision because Mr. Arbrey was a black man running down the street. Despite protests from prosecutors, only 1 black member is seated on the 12-person jury. Defense lawyers ruled out some African American candidates for the panel, citing their possibly preconceived bias on the case under questioning. From the defense has employed a 2-part strategy: citizen's arrest and self-defense. It was obvious that he was attacking me, that if he had gotten the shotgun from me, it was a life or death situation, Travis McMichael told the court. He spoke using police terminology at one point, cried on the stand, saying he thought of his son during the confrontation. And this is Travis McMichael's seen in court during jury selection. Interesting. During his closing argument, defense attorney Jason Sheffield said that Travis McMichaels had spent nearly a decade learning about duty and responsibility while in the U.S. Coast Guard. He also defended the younger McMichaels' right to make a citizen's arrest and argued his client was worried that Arbrey had a weapon. You do not have the right to stop a person and hold them and detain them for the police, Mr. Sheffield said. There is a risk with that and tragic consequences that come from that. Mr. Sheffield's argument was echoed by Laura Hogue, who represents Gregory McMichaels. Now, these are separate attorneys for the defense. Each man, and we have Travis, we have Gregory, and then we have Roddy, the neighbor, who was a part of this, who actually filmed it, all three having three separate attorneys. So you can imagine what that courtroom looked like with three attorneys on one side called the defense, and obviously the state on the other side of the courtroom holding the case. In her closing remarks, Ms. Hogg said that a good neighborhood is always policing itself and called Mr. Arbrey a reoccurring nighttime intruder that refused to stop when confronted. Who is Ahmaud Arbrey? A former star high school football player. His father said he often exercised in the area. His family has described him as good, generous young man with a big heart. This is Ahmaud Arbrey, the young man who was shot down in Brunswick, Georgia. When Mr. Arbrey was in high school, he received 5-year probation for first-time weapon charge, and in 2018 was convicted of probation violation for shoplifting, according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution newspaper. It emerged that in 2017, a Glenn County officer attempted to tase him after he denied their request to search his car at a park. Police body cam footage showed the encounter with officers who said he was in a car in an area known for drug use. He said he was on his day off from work. The taser malfunctioned and he was allowed to leave on foot. How did he die? Mr. Arbrey was out for an afternoon jog in Brunswick on February 23rd of 2020. The elder Michael and a neighborhood resident told police he believed Mr. Arbrey resembled the suspect in a series of local break-ins. Police have said no reports were filed regarding the alleged break-ins. Mr. Michael armed themselves with a pistol and a shotgun and pursued Mr. Arbrey in a pickup truck through the neighborhood. Mr. Bryant later joined the pursuit. Mr. Arbrey was unarmed. The younger Michael
I hope they're picking up these key words, you know what I'm saying, that you're using or that you're reading, I should say, because that plays a very important part. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's okay. I'm glad you made that point. The younger Michael testified during the trial that he tried to talk to Mr. Arbrey while the two were still in their truck, and that Mr. Arbrey never threatened the trio, brandished a weapon, reached into his pockets, or yelled after being confronted. After getting out of his truck, Mr. McMichael fired his shotgun at Mr. Arbrey during a struggle. He claimed self-defense, saying that Mr. Arbrey grabbed at his gun. 3 shots were fired. There's a picture of the area where the incident had taken place in Brunswick, Georgia. Residents have set up a memorial in the neighborhood. A post-mortem examination showed Mr. Arbrey had 2 shotgun wounds in his chest and a shotgun grazed wound on the inside of his wrists. What is the key footage? A 36-second clip filmed from a vehicle followed Mr. Arbrey's surface publicly on May 5th of 2020. It showed Mr. Arbrey trying to bypass a pickup truck ahead of him on the road and then struggled with a man carrying a shotgun. There is a muffled shouting and 3 gunshots are heard. A second man with a pistol, who is standing in the bed of the pickup, is then seen standing alongside the other armed man with the jogger no longer in view. The clip, which sparked nationwide outcry, swiftly followed by criminal charges, was leaked at the behest of Gregory McMichaels because he thought it would make him and his son look better, according to WSB TV in Atlanta. 5 days later, the footage from the surveillance camera emerged, showing a black man in a white t-shirt, believed to be Mr. Arbrey, at a home construction site shortly before the shooting. He is seen walking onto the site and looking around for a few minutes before jogging down the street. During the trial, the site's owner, Larry English Jr., testified that the man in question had not disturbed or damaged his property during the visit. He added others had also been seen trespassing on the property, but he never authorized the McMichaels to enter his property or confront anyone. Jurors were also shown body cam footage of the armed McMichaels searching for a suspected burglar at Mr. English's property 12 days before the jogger was killed. Police records show one report of theft in the neighborhood between the 1st of January and the 23rd of February of 2020, U.S. media reports. The incident involved Travis McMichael's pistol going missing from the family's unlocked pickup truck on January the 1st. What is the law in Georgia? Under the citizen's arrest law, an individual could detain someone they had seen committing a serious crime and if the suspect was trying to escape. The state law, which dates back to the American Civil War era, was repealed in the wake of the incident. Georgia was also one of the only 4 states at the time with no hate crime statutes. Hate crime legislation has since been passed into law. In a separate trial due to begin next year, federal grand jury has accused the McMichaels of hate crimes and attempted kidnap of Mr. Arbrey. They have pled not guilty. So this is just to give you some background on this case from a news report respective of the UK, and that is from the BBC News. And I found this article very interesting. I like the way it broke certain things down and nothing elongated and turn the page kind of thing. And wanted to share that with you just to get things rolling for tonight's live with Mr. Boss Blake. Thank you all for joining us. My goodness, chat's getting thick. All right. So in reading that article, now that you have a little bit more background, what we're going to do is share with you the actual crime itself. We did this on Friday in Cue the Truth when we were just going over a couple of preliminaries with you. But tonight we want to take a very careful look at what happened on February 23rd of 2020 in Brunswick, Georgia, the day that Ahmaud Arbrey was shot down and killed by Travis and Gregory McMichaels, followed by a neighbor who videotaped the incident. So, Mr. Boss Blake.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, if you have that particular clip of Ahmaud running down the street, and I also wanted to try to get, if you have been able to get that information, the approximate location, if there was an address or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
I can Google
So
map
you
it and bring it up.
quick question. So you want me to play it like I did last time? Because
Yeah, exactly, just like you did the last time we showed it.
okay,
Yeah.
let me put it
Mhm.
back up here because I be skeptical about that type of stuff. I don't know if YouTube gonna go to trippings, so I
Yeah.
just put it up there and took it right down. I'll put it right back up here. It ain't gonna take
Okay.
like I don't want them to give me no strike. How about you playing
Yeah.
shocking footage and all that? Nah, you're not gonna get me like that.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I'll
So
put it
with
right
that said, we are going to put up our disclaimer for the evening, so that this way we can protect the channel against any kind of negative buzz. And thank you all for joining us tonight. And yes, Leanne Ferguson, yeah, it's just a flat out murder. Absolutely. And this is to protect the channel. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for the purposes such as criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit educational and personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. In the clip we're about to show you, I'm going to also add into this Renegade Prince, Brother Randy. Thank you for joining us. And I thank all my moderators that are in the chat tonight. We've got Randy in the chat, Obsidian, much love to you. Queen Talks Crime, much love to you. And holding it down, hold it tight. And I know, because you'll do it right. We have Leslie B in the chat. And we want to make sure that Mr. Boss Blake's channel is posted in the chat, as well as Miss Q Carlock's channel. And Miss Libby, True Crimes with Libby. I'd like her channel in there if you can find it, along with Miss Liplock No Mo. And Queen Talks Crime, you can drop your channel in there too. Obsidian, you can drop your channel in there too. And we want to make sure that we've got all of our bases covered there. Okay.
I got it in the bottom whenever you're ready to, bro.
Okay, so warning, this video contains graphic content. Viewer discretion is advised. Okay.
You want to go at regular speed now, right?
Yeah, we're going to go regular speed. We're going to take a look, and this is only 36 seconds. This is most likely the best clip I've seen that you've been able to make available, Mr. Boss. So thank you very much for, having this. This would have been very difficult to use what I had on Friday from USA Today, no pun intended. But their clip was very blurry, and the audio, you just couldn't make out anything. I want to warn everyone that the sounds and the sights are extremely clear, and you will be able to see what happened in this clip. So with that said, I'm going to bring it up. And yes, thank you, Miss Liplock No More. Trigger warning. And I'm going to go full screen so we can get a full view. Here's the street. Now, Mr. Boss Blake, do you know the name of this street that that Ahmaud is running down? Does it have a street name or a street number?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay. Yeah, take your time. Take your time, because I want to give as much background on this. And obviously, everyone can see that this video is in a vertical position, knowing that it has been taken from a cell phone camera by the neighbor, William Roddy Bryant, who decided to follow Ahmaud Arbrey and the McMichaels down this street the day Ahmaud ran down this street jogging. Francis Dean, much love to you. And we're sharing this information not because of the graphic nature of any kind. This is to expose and hold accountable those that commit these kinds of crimes.
Exactly.
And by exposing them and holding them accountable, which I feel that they will be held once the jury finishes deliberating and comes back with a verdict. To me, and this is my opinion, my viewpoint, my perspective, they should be found guilty. Hands down. Because after seeing this clip, there is no way self-defense can ever be claimed in any way, shape, or form, because you will not see self-defense in this video clip.
Jesus Christ. This thing tripping.
Okay. All right. So with that said, we're trying to get a name or a number of the street that this is on.
Yeah, you can type, but yeah, hold on. What I'm trying to just for some reason.
Okay.
Like they got it. They don't want to give me anything. Hold on.
Okay.
This thing tripping. Tell you what, I'll just type in the address I do know. Off Road 219. Satilla Drive. There we go. All right.
And we're just getting a couple of things together. So bear with us.
All right. So that's that. All right. Satilla. It is it's a weird Burford. Burford Road.
Okay. Just hold that thought. Burford.
Mm-hmm.
Road. This is in Brunswick.
Yep. 31523.
Gotcha. Georgia. 31523. Okay. So you can get a location. We're just getting everything pretty much together here. Okay. So this is, it is Burford Road. I'm going to try to get a satellite on this so that this way it's nice and clear when I do bring it up. No particular number. Okay, so
I'm trying to,
got a couple of cross streets here.
Yeah, you can get to it. Hold on. I
Okay.
can't remember the address they had for Rowdy. I'm trying to know it. I know he stayed on either Holmes or Buford, but Ahmaud died on Buford. But he died on Buford, I can tell you that.
Okay, on Burford Road, right?
Right, yeah.
Right, okay. All right, so I've got that keyed up so that this way we can go from there. Okay, so when you're ready, Mr. Boss, you can play the video, and I want everyone to pay careful attention to everything in the area, both left and right-hand sides, mailboxes, number of driveways, homes, cars, anything that you see, just make a notation as we proceed to go down this street and follow this video surveillance footage that was taken from a cell phone from William Rodney Bryant following Ahmaud and the McMichaels on February 23rd of 2020.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and run it one more time.
Okay. If you ask me, man,
I know.
You shot this man once, twice. Yes, he's still fighting. What's the purpose of the third shot, man?
Right.
To me, that was intent to kill.
That's hands down. That's hands down. And the nature in which it was done is absolutely extraordinary, to say the least. When you can see for yourself the actual incident, unedited, uncut, unfiltered, just the way we've just seen it, it's very vividly clear as to what happened. Ahmaud running down the street, unarmed. He was accused of being a burglar from a house that he had come from. He has nothing in his hands, no items that belong to anyone except his hands that belong to him and the rest of him. Try to avoid these guys on the street that cut him off. And he had to run back down this way after being chased for a good time portion. This just didn't happen all at once. This young man, Ahmaud, was chased by the McMichaels. And then the neighbor, William Rodney Bryant, came out to follow this chase. So this took a short duration of time to accumulate to get to this particular point here.
5 minutes.
Exactly. So Ahmaud tried to avoid the McMichaels by running in an opposite direction. The McMichaels went around the block to this street, while William Rodney Bryant went around and followed, and hence they boxed him in on this street. So this was a chase with the intent to get Ahmaud Arbery.
Yep. Now, so when you was reading, the citizen's arrest and how that law works in Brunswick, which I'm proud to say we no longer have it. Salute to his mom. They fought for it, and it's no longer, you cannot detain or try to detain a citizen. You must call the police now.
Oh, very good.
But the thing is, the law says that you have, if you, back then when it was a law, you have to see them commit a crime, for one.
Right.
And you have to take action at that point. They claim they saw him breaking into a house or whatever they did on the 19th. No, February of 2000, was it 19? Yeah, a year ago. A year even happened.
A year before the incident, right?
Yeah. You cannot detain somebody. You can't even make a citizen arrest unless you're there and unless it's right then and there. You can't say, I seen you do something a whole year ago, I'm going to arrest you. No, you cannot do that. So the fact that they're trying to make it about making a citizen arrest, that's out the window. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You fear for your life? No, this guy ran away from you. You kept chasing him. You try to say, hey, you tried to get his attention and get him to talk to you. That's not a law. As I can remember, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all parents, just like mine, taught not taught to strangers. Even though he's 25 years old and he can handle himself, obviously he beat Travis' ass before he shot him, but he don't have to talk to you. He don't have to. They didn't yell, hey, we're making a citizen arrest. They said nothing like that. They said, hey, and I'm pretty sure they didn't say it nicely either, like they said they did. He don't have to talk to you. If you feel like he committed a crime, you call the police. When you saw him running through the neighborhood and you felt like that was a person that was doing something in your neighborhood, call the police. That's all you do. You don't hunt a man down and take actions in your own damn hand. There's no way they should walk. No way.
I agree. They shouldn't walk on this. And Ahmaud, being a football star, is used to running, used to exercising. He's in, I believe he's in jogging shorts, no weapons, in a t-shirt. So you can clearly see, as we will do this, show you this video footage again in slow motion, you'll be able to clearly see that this man does not have anything in his hands, nor had he taken anything, as they assumed that he did. They accused him of being a burglar, in which he wasn't, and he decided to run down the street to avoid these folks chasing him. And so Ahmaud Arbrey is more in self-defense mode, thinking of it now, to protect himself from an oncoming threat. Because once these guys started chasing him, I'm sure he was in fight or flight mode at this time. Anybody would be, naturally.
Exactly.
If you're, a person of color in an area that people of color are not. And then you have someone who's welding a shotgun, another individual a handgun. I believe it was a 357. 357. That's a very powerful handgun.
Very powerful gun.
Okay. And here you got people coming with guns after you. You're all by yourself. Nobody is in sight. There's no sidewalks. This is down in the deep South, folks.
Yes.
Georgia.
If you ever watched any crime shows where, let's say, for instance, they're in a vehicle and they seen someone commit a crime and they're behind them, what that 911 operator always tell you is, don't chase them, don't follow them. If you're going to, stay back. In this case, they claimed they feared that he had a weapon. If you feared he had a weapon, leave him alone. That's not your choice. Right. Leave him alone. Let him go and let the police deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people call it a modern day lynching. They wanted to kill him. For what? For what? He and Mr. Alex, I think it's his name, English, if I'm not mistaken, said he never stole anything out of his house.
Right, the property owner. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So your assumption that he stole something got your ass fucked up.
Exactly. And the property wasn't even theirs to make a claim that he was a burglar. He wasn't on their property. He was on somebody else's property. Yeah. And so they assumed right away, here's a black man running down the street. Here's a black man going into a property that was under construction, that was open to the public. Not only did Ahmaud visit that property, other people visited that property with no one coming after them with guns or assaulting them or getting in their way or restricting them from being on that property. I'm going to show you a video clip of that because there is video surveillance of an individual now, an individual that gave them the appearance of a black man being on that property that day, most likely looking for water. And not only on that day, there were a couple of other days. And we're going to take a look at that momentarily. But right now, what we're going to do is Boss Blake is going to drop this down to a frame-by-frame speed. We're going to take a look at the specific actions as to how everything unfolded here. And you will see Ahmaud Arbrey try to avoid these guys at all cost, but not knowing that Travis McMichaels got out of his truck with a shotgun until he veered off to the right on the passenger side of the truck and then came directly in front of the truck. And this is where we hear the first shot. Quickly. It didn't waste any time shooting this unarmed young man. Then they get into the scuffle. They come from in front of the truck over to the driver's side, past the driver's side, back into the street, and the second shot goes off. They still struggle. And then we hear a third and final shot go off. So now, where's the self-defense in that? If you shot him once because he grabbed the gun and then he fell, okay. Possible self-defense, high probability of self-defense. But 3 times in 3 time spaces. Therefore, giving the impression that there was calculation involved in that.
Give me 1 second. I don't know why I'm saying that.
And thank you all for joining us for tonight's special live on the Ahmaud Arbrey case.
Are you ready?
I am ready. Okay. Everybody in the chat is ready. I'm ready. We're going to do this in slow motion and pay careful attention to detail. This is William Roddy Bryant on the street following this chase. Now, he's coming from one part of the street. The McMichaels are on the far end of the street. Ahmaud decides to approach them from the oncoming car, which William Roddy Bryant is driving, and take his chances on trying to avoid these men. And as you see, he's beginning to cut to the right behind the truck. He's on the yellow line. He's trying to do a football zigzag.
Thank you. Thank you. That's just what I was about to say. Just in
Yeah.
case you wonder why he did what he did.
Yeah.
He was trying to fake out Travis, and
Right.
Travis didn't move.
Because he saw him coming out of the truck. And so he veers to the right, to the passenger side of the truck. You see an opening here. He cuts back to the left. They begin the struggle. He's trying to gain control of the gun, not to be shot at again. A second shot goes off. The struggle continues. They come back into camera frame. And a third shot. Now you can see his blood-stained shirt on the left side of his body.
He just watching him die. And didn't even, man, that's heartless, man.
And walks away. No assistance, but just walks away.
It's heartless. It's heartless. It's heartless. It's just heartless, bro.
It is. It really is. And in no way, shape, or form do I see self-defense out of 3 shots at close range, utterly right on top of a shotgun barrel. Now, I understand that the shotgun is a 12-gauge pump.
Mm-hmm. I got one.
Okay. So now, in the workings of a 12-gauge pump shotgun, anytime you'd have to shoot to discharge a shot, you would have to cock the pump in order to bring the next round into the barrel, correct?
Yep.
How is that self-defense?
It's not. It's all intentions.
You have to have intention to pump the next round into the chamber, into the barrel, to pull the trigger, pump it again to discharge the shell, and then bring the next bullet into the chamber of the gun.
Damn right, Queen Talk. He was whipping that ass. Just like a friend of mine did a song, and I play it on my lives. If y'all been in my lives since I done them, he said, it seemed like Ahmaud was getting on your ass. He was.
Yeah. I mean, he was fighting for his life. He had been shot once. He grabbed the barrel to avoid being shot again.
Yep.
As anybody would. And then he was shot in the chest at close range, still holding on to the barrel. The shock hadn't hit him yet.
Yep.
Because this happened extremely fast. And then the third shot, also at close range.
Exactly, Leanne. He was still fighting after the second shot.
Yes. Until he knew that shock had hit him and his body from the impact of those 3 shots. And then his body couldn't hold on any longer. And we see him fall face first into the pavement in the middle of the street.
If you just want to talk, what you needed a gun for?
Yeah, that doesn't fly. I mean, yeah, I know they threw that in court, but that doesn't fly. How do you talk shooting someone? Yeah. Okay. So in our next clip, I'm going to bring up, this was, thank you, Mr. Boss Blake, for sharing that clip once again for all of us to see and to take a look at.
No doubt, no problem.
It blows my mind every time I see it. And for these men to have gone free for over 70, what was it, about 74 days, and no one did anything. The prosecutor or the DA's office said, there's nothing here. Don't worry about it. They had to recuse themselves. The second prosecutor that got the case, oh, there's nothing here. Don't worry about it.
Nan, I agree.
Recused themselves.
I just want to point out what Nan, I don't even want to try that last name. She said it's what a hunter does when shooting your game. Watch it die. Disgusting, inhuman behavior. Do you want somebody walking in your city streets that's like that? I don't.
No, neither do I. Neither do I, because that could have been anyone's child.
Yep.
Anyone's child. Let me just bring this up. And
if you need anything, let me know.
yes. Okay, what we're going to do is take a look at a new video that had been released based upon the case. Now, this video release came in later on after the first video from the cell phone, which William Roddy Bryant had taken. And that's the video that got the attention of the Attorney General. And the Attorney General said, what the hell is this? What's going on? What's going on down there in Brunswick, Georgia? Doesn't the police arrest anybody yet? Obviously, the Attorney General saw that this was no self-defense call. He called the governor. Governor saw the video. He said he was going to get to the bottom of it.
And that's why the GBI got involved.
And that's when he contacted GBI, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and said, is anybody on this case? Why are these people still free?
Yep.
And sure enough, as soon as the Georgia Bureau of Investigation got involved, this is 74 days after the incident, they arrested these guys.
Yep. Ain't taking
That's when they got him. Yeah, that's when they got him. So what the hell is this? Get these guys off the street. Let's bring them in. And sure enough, that's exactly what they did. Let me pull this clip up here. And let me know when you can see it.
See it.
Okay. All right. This is a clip from, I believe, WABC. Let me see where I've got this now. Oh, right there. Yes, I believe it's, yes, WABC News. This was released May 15th of 2020. Remember, the incident took place in February. So here we are in May.
Exactly.
The news puts this out regarding additional video surveillance information. And I find this quite interesting. So just give me a moment. Okay.
What's up, Miss Q?
I may have to recalibrate the volume again. Just give me a second. You know how buffering goes on YouTube.
Again tonight on the fatal shooting of Ahmaud Arbrey. This case is perhaps a sign of the times because so much was caught on tape, including the killing itself. Now more video has surfaced, and it offers clues about why Ahmaud may have walked through the construction site just moments before he was shot. Here's ABC's Steve Osensami.
The Georgia family who owns the home under construction that's now part of the
link in the private chat.
The shooting of an unarmed young black man a block away, sharing
Yeah.
video after video, some showing this.
I put the what?
I said, if you put the link in the private chat.
I'm sorry, say again?
I said, if you put the link in the private chat,
No.
I can probably make that play better for you. Remember,
Yeah.
you had the same issue before. But it's up to you,
Oh,
though.
okay. Oh, no. You can do it. If it's playing kind of, let me try it again. And if it's still kind of shoddy, you know how we do it here. You know how we do it. This is how we do it. Do it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's key it up again.
We report again tonight on the fatal shooting of Ahmaud Arbrey. This case is perhaps a sign of the times because so much was caught on tape, including the killing itself. Now more video has surfaced, and it offers clues about why Ahmaud may have walked through the construction site just moments before he was shot. Here's ABC's Steve Osinsami.
The Georgia family who owns a home under construction that's now part of the investigation into the shooting of an unarmed young black man a block away is now sharing video after video, some showing this unidentified who began visiting the property in October and took nothing, who the homeowners now believe may have been coming onto the property for water. And these security camera videos showing a white couple showing children from the neighborhood. All kinds of people who the homeowners tell us were looking around, took nothing, didn't raise the neighbors' suspicions, and certainly weren't killed weeks later. Travis McMichael and his father, Greg, a former police officer, are charged with murdering 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbrey, seen here being killed in the street on February 23rd in Brunswick, Georgia. They told police they thought the young man was, quote, the suspect from the break-ins. And after seeing him here, 2 doors down, walking around the open construction site, they tried to make a citizen's arrest. The father's lawyers spoke out today.
The truth will reveal that this is not just another act of violent racism. Greg McMichael did not commit murder.
And let's bring in Steve Osinsami. Steve, the suspect's lawyer claims that there's exculpatory evidence in this case that might clear his client. Do we have any indication of what that might be?
They're claiming that there is another video that they say shows the truth of what happened on February 23rd, the day that this young black man who was unarmed was gunned down in the middle of the street. They're not clear as to who recorded that video, what part of the confrontation this video shows. I did, Lindsay, however, check with state authorities who say at this point they are not confirming whether there is or is a new video and whether it's relevant.
If there is this new video, Steve, that they say holds the truth, have they suggested what that truth is?
Well, one of the things they're saying is that their client, which is Gregory McMichael, the father, isn't guilty of murder. It sounds like what they're sort of indicating is that he may not have been seen on tape, and he's not seen on tape directly shooting this young man. And so they're trying to argue that a murder charge for him is inappropriate at this point.
Okay. Steve Osinsami, thanks so much for your reporting as always.
Knowing this unidentified person who began visiting the property.
Okay.
That's bullshit. Just because he didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, straight up.
Does not mean he should not be charged. Because if y'all watch First 48 and any of these crime shows, if you participate, even if you was the goddamn driver, think about the drivers who go rob somebody and the people get killed inside, and they just the getaway driver. They get charged with murder too. So that's
right.
bullshit.
Right. I mean, accessory after the fact, you know, you were there, you condoned all of the actions that took place during the incident. You did nothing to stop it. You rendered no medical aid to the victim. I think there's a lot to be said there.
Yeah.
A lot to be said there. So now he's trying to isolate himself from a felony murder charge.
Yep. And Rowdy's his lawyer's trying to separate him from the McMichaels altogether. You know what I'm saying? He's like, how did he know which? He has a point. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, just like I told my chat, if anybody nobody's gonna get off, I don't think. But if anybody get a lesser charge, it's gonna be Rowdy, because we can't prove, even though we feel like he was a part of it, you can't prove that he knew this was gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? If we
Right.
felt like Greg and Travis was intentionally trying to kill this man, we can't prove that Rowdy knew that was going on. Because all he had to say is, I was just trying to help someone who I felt like they needed my help. You know what I'm saying? That's what he can say, and that's the angle that his lawyer took. So I just feel like Mike, Travis, and Greg they gonna get the heavy sentence.
Right. Right. And likely that's going to be the truth right there, because once the jury comes back, everybody's going to be on pins and needles, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So let
Yeah,
me
I just
see
want
if
to ask
there's.
one more question as well. Somebody asked about the DA. I can't see it, but the answer is yes. Yes, the DA is the reason why they went free for so long, but she has been fired, and she's also has been brought up on charges as well.
Wow. It's incredible. Okay.
You want to play that video I got in the bottom down there?
Let's see what we got.
This is a video.
Okay. Yep, I see it.
It
I see it, brother.
Yeah, it just shows as he arrived. Yeah, just play it. It's very informative.
Okay.
I'm muted because it got music on it.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And let me do this real quick because we gotta hold the support down. Gotta post the support line there. Gotta put that support line there. But much love to. I believe I had received a PayPal early this morning. I was surprised. I got off the phone. I said, "Okay, who's on my phone?" And sure enough, I had one of the subscribers send me a nice PayPal, and I said, "Okay, all right," And we were on for gee whiz 6 hours. We were on for 6 hours. I said, no, I didn't want to do this. But then again, conversation. I mean, it was good. It was just flowing. Conversation. When we get together, we flow.
Yeah, like a river.
Definitely. All right, so I'm going to get to this clip so that this way we can see a bit more from a different perspective regarding the Ahmaud Arbrey case. Here we go.
Body to beat global. And we ain't playing with you.
100 rounds. All right, so I just want to say this is the video where Ahmaud first came into the neighborhood. I'm gonna mute the music because the music is loud as shit, and I was angry when I made the song about it. But here we go.
Okay.
You can see Ahmaud he just went inside the house. It's kind of sped up, so because he stayed in there for a minute. He's coming out right now.
Now, this is the house under construction that
Yes,
they had alleged that he burglarized.
correct.
Okay.
He just went back inside. And that clock is an hour fast because it was like one something when this happened, just to let y'all know. Now, you see a guy walking out. This is the guy who initially called 911. If you're looking at the screen, look right above the 2 in the time that's 2:12. Look at the 2 and the 12. You'll see him.
Got it. I see him.
He's walking back there, yeah.
Yeah, I see him.
And you'll see Ahmaud come out eventually, and he's going to take off down the road towards the McMichael's house. See him? It happens fast. So if you didn't, let me go back a little bit. If you didn't pay attention, you would have missed it. When those words come up on the screen, you know he done ran out the house.
Now we're looking for the figures that are just slightly above the time stamp numbers ticking.
All right, so that's the guy walking out. He's by that tree above the 2.
Okay, I see.
Did I go back far? Did I go too far? I think I went too damn far. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I went too far. I'm sorry about that. All right, here we go.
Okay.
There go Ahmaud coming out. He ran down the road. He's all the way down the road now. About to miss it because it sped up. Now he's in that direction he just ran in is where the McMichaels live.
Mm-hmm. So he runs first past the McMichaels' home, and then he runs past William Ronnie Bryant's home.
Right.
In that order. In that order.
Exactly.
Okay, so McMichael sees him first. In fact, Travis was outside when Aubrey was running the street and saw him in the street.
Well, from what I heard
at that time,
from what I heard, Greg told Travis, "Hey, get your gun. That boy, he's the guy's outside. He's running." And you know that's when Travis came out. Travis was the driver,
right?
And
okay. And being that Roddy is only a few houses down, maybe a couple of houses down, saw them go after him.
See, actually, when you pull up the map, I'll show you. Okay. Actually, Rowdy don't live on the same street. He stay a street like adjacent from them, but a block down. As you see, there's the police right there. By this time, he's already shot. Or he's getting shot because the police officer actually heard the shots.
Before he arrived at the scene. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, because all of this happened in a matter of seconds. Everything unfolded, you know.
Yeah, you just remember this is being sped up if you look at the time clock.
Right.
And that's when that guy got on his bike and rode down there. Now, Greg McMichael, his daughter actually was upstairs, and she took a picture of the scene. So when I don't know where you got that footage from, you just played when they said they got more footage or new footage that I've never seen. I'm thinking like, well, where the hell did this come from? And that's the first person I thought of. Maybe she recorded it herself, but never turned it in. Because you
were breaking up there for a second just before you started talking. So just to let you know, you had broke up and then came back in. So
his daughter, Greg McMichael, his daughter was upstairs, and when the police arrived, she actually took a picture of him in the street while he was dead.
Oh my God!
And it just makes me wonder, because where did you get that footage from that you played earlier? The last one.
That was WABC.
How recent was that?
That was May of 2020.
Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, they had posted that. That's directly from the news. May of 2020, during the time that I guess GBI came in and did what they were supposed to do by arresting these guys.
Right.
During that same time period. So here, I wanted to actually share something that I was able to find as well, doing some research. You know how when we do research, boss, when we do research, we start digging and the time just flies by.
Man, what you talking about?
Oh, man. So let me go ahead and share this. If that's what I wanted to share, let me see. No, that's not what I wanted to share. I got to come back out because we've seen that already. Ba-ba-da-ba. We want to share the timeline of events. And let me know when you see that pop up on the screen.
What's up?
Okay. This is from News 4 JAX, Channel 4. This was taken June 5th of 2020, a month after the May clip. It's got over 214,000 views. This is direct from the news source in regards to the timeline of events that had taken place. So we're going to listen to this.
I agree with you, Justin.
Testimony from the investigator in the could play a role in federal hate crime charges.
That investigator at yesterday's hearing, but the judge ruled there is enough evidence to try Gregory McMichael, Travis McMichael, and William Rodney Bryan for murder. News 4 Jax I-Team investigator Kelly Wiley shows us how the timeline is being filled out.
Ahmaud Arbrey took the stand in Thursday's preliminary hearing. Between 911 logs, home surveillance video, witness statements, and cell phone video from one of the defendants, he says his team with the GBI was able to piece together what happened to the 25-year-old that day. Surveillance video from across the street obtained by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Around 1:04 in the afternoon, you see Ahmaud Arbrey go into the house. Motion-sensitive cameras inside the house capture Arbrey wandering around, walk out, and then go behind the home. In the video around 1:08, you see a neighbor walk in front of 219 Satilla and call police.
There's a guy in the house right now. It's a house under construction.
And you said someone's breaking into it right now?
No, it's all open. It's under construction.
30 seconds into the call, he tells the dispatcher Arbrey is now running down the street.
And he's running right now. There he goes right now.
Okay, what is he doing?
He's running down the street.
The lead investigator on the case said further, Greg McMichael was standing in his, he says Ahmaud Arbrey ran past their home. According to police reports, McMichael said he and his son got their guns, got in their truck, and drove down Satilla Drive toward Burke to pursue Arbrey. When they reached the intersection of Holmes and Satilla Drive, the senior McMichael says they saw down a street Burford Drive. According to the lead investigator, the McMichaels catch up with Arbrey and yell for him to stop. The other suspect in the case, Roddy Bryan, is outside his house at 307 Burford Road at this point, when Arbrey and a truck he recognizes from the neighborhood passes his home on Burford.
So then he yells, "You got him." He doesn't get a response. Mr. Bryan, according to his statement, then goes into his residence, gets the keys to his truck, comes out and cranks up his truck with the intention of assisting in the pursuit.
At this point, investigators say Greg McMichael got out of his truck to confront Arbrey. Arbrey is running back towards Satilla, which would lead him right out of the neighborhood.
According to Greg McMichael and Travis McMichael, Greg McMichael comes back to Travis McMichael's truck and tells him, go back, back up, trying to encourage Travis McMichael to back vehicle up and engage Mr. Arbrey.
It's at this point Roddy Bryan pulls out of his driveway onto the road to block Ahmaud Arbrey. Investigators say Arbrey is able to go around the truck. It's also at this point that Greg McMichael goes back to the truck, gets into the bed of it, and Travis McMichael drive up Burford to Zellwood Drive. The lead investigators say they had the intention to loop around and catch back up at the intersection of Holmes and Satilla. GBI investigators say and admitted to trying to block Arbrey several more times. Investigators say they also found evidence that at some point Bryan hit Arbrey with his truck.
At this point, Mr. Arbrey is heading back the way he's to lead him out of the Satilla Shores. Mr. Bryan makes statements that he continues to try to block in Mr. Arbrey. Mr. Arbrey takes a right turn onto Holmes Road, and Mr. Bryan is actually overshoots him going Satilla.
Investigator Dial testified that Bryan remaneuvered his truck to follow Arbrey down Holmes Road, but at some point Arbrey stopped. Dial says Arbrey saw the McMichaels truck turn off of Zellwood Drive onto Holmes Road and drive towards him.
So you got one vehicle coming one way down Holmes Road and another vehicle coming another way.
You know how these things work. So we'll go through a little buffering period. Oh, nope. Just give it a second.
So at some point, Mr. Arbrey turns around and back towards Mr. Bryan.
According to Dye, Bryan made statements that Arbrey turned around and ran past his truck, and then the McMichaels truck passed him, all going back towards Satilla Drive. At some point, the McMichaels got in front of Ahmaud Arbrey, and Bryan turned his truck around too. It's at this point, investigator Dow says Roddy Bryan picked up his phone that had already been recording off of his seat and points at McMichael's truck. Also at this point, Greg McMichael calls 911 for the first time.
The driver's side door is open. Travis McMichael is there. It is apparent to me he is holding a firearm. His arm is raised as it's in a pointed position at one point. Then then Mr. Arbrey is running. He then apparently sees what Travis McMichael in front of him. Then he changes direction to go around the passenger side of the vehicle. Travis McMichael then moved from the drive. He's actually standing, when you open the driver's side door, the door is at his back initially in the video, and he's got the shotgun. He then positions himself around the driver's side door towards the front of the truck. You see Mr. Arbrey running alongside the passenger side. And again, you see Travis McMichael has repositioned himself along the front of the truck. Mr. Arbrey then comes up to a position, sees Travis McMichael, then makes a decision and turns and decides to engage Travis McMichael. As he turns and goes towards Travis McMichael, you hear a shot. Then you see Travis McMichael moving backwards with Mr. Arbrey. Obviously, they were engaged in a physical confrontation at this point. They go off the screen. You then hear a second shot where you see blood and spray into the screen, a mist of it. Then they come back in to the view of the camera. There, Mr. Arbrey is striking Travis McMichael. There's a struggle going on, and then you see a third shot occur.
Months later in May, Roddy Bryan told police he heard Travis McMichael say something as Ahmaud Arbrey laid on the ground, bleeding out.
After the shooting took place, before police arrival, while Mr. Arbrey was on the ground, that he heard Travis McMichael make the statement.
Kelly Wiley, Channel 4, the local station.
During closing statements, Travis McMichael's attorney
Speak
said
volume.
issues in the neighborhood, such as thefts, did the incident, and the Travis McMichael defense when Arbrey attacked him. It's not.
Okay.
That speaks volumes.
Now it gives everyone a good visual. Yeah. Go ahead, boss.
No, go ahead, bro.
I was about to say that gives you a proper visual as to how this chase opened up and occurred. So that, just watching that video from the cell phone camera of Roddy gives you the impression that this thing just happened out of nowhere and this guy got shot down within a matter of 36 seconds. That's it. But now putting together the dynamics and then showing you those dynamics in the clip that I just showed you gives you an idea now that there were things happening before the altercation had occurred. They were chasing this guy. They were chasing Ahmaud all throughout this time. 5 minutes, like you said, boss. They had enough inclination to, and I'm talking about the McMichaels, that is, to back up and go all the way around the block to meet him on the next street to cut him off.
Yep. That's how they ended up in front of him.
Exactly.
Sad day, man.
Yeah.
Horrific.
So now you have a little bit more of a better understanding now as to what these three men, and that's Travis, that's Gregory, and Roddy, have on the table, because what they have on the table is not self-defense in any way, shape, or form. This is a felony murder straight up front. And the one who should be getting the most time is the man with the gun.
Absolutely.
No doubt. The man with the gun. Now, what the other McMichaels is going to do, whether it be Gregory McMichaels, whatever he's going to do, however he's going to isolate himself from being involved in that felony murder charge, I'm just wondering if that's going to be a bit of a showstopper, boss. You know, because once the jury goes into deliberation and gets that case, you know, Gregory McMichaels' attorney, I know, is going to try to keep him isolated from being the one who pulled that trigger.
Oh yeah, that's regardless. They was all a part of the chase. You involve yourself, especially Roddy. He shouldn't involve himself in the first place. From what they say, Travis didn't know him, but Greg knew him, because that's why when when they rode by, he said, "Y'all got him."
Right.
Like, you don't speak to somebody like that unless you know them. And to me, for him to ask, "Do y'all get him?" It's like you knew what was going on. How you knew they was chasing them? How you know they just wouldn't happen to be riding behind him as he was running? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Of course, the lawyer said, well, if you got common sense, you can tell the difference between them just driving behind someone and them chasing someone, which I can get what he's saying, but at the same time, you don't know. That man just jogging through the neighborhood.
Right. Thank you, Miss Jan, for the PayPal. Y'all are too much. But I truly appreciate that too.
Oh, no doubt.
I truly appreciate that.
Good people. You got some good people.
Yes, much love to Miss Jan. And to show intent is easy because of what we just got finished seeing. You know, they intend to chase him. They may not have intended to kill him. But when things unfolded the way they did, and in the milliseconds that had occurred when Arbrey cut from the passenger side in front of that truck, we hear a gunshot go off.
Exactly. Too fast.
Too fast for me to even think that Ahmaud had time to grab the front of that barrel.
He didn't. He did. Exactly.
Exactly. He was nowhere near that barrel because he was still positioned in a way to where when he got around there, if this guy's standing there with a gun, boom.
He was running at him, and he pulled that trigger before Ahmaud even made contact with him.
Yeah. And that right there shows intent.
Exactly. Right there. Yeah. And I'm surprised they didn't put more emphasis on that particular situation, because he said he shot him because he grabbed his gun. No, you shot him before he grabbed your gun.
Right. Exactly. Aquahoma, I did get your email. Thank you very much for that clip. Mr. Boss Blake and I will follow up on the previous police contact regarding Ahmaud Arbrey when they tried to I believe they tried to tase him, and we'll talk a little bit more about because it goes to character. It goes to what the police thought of Ahmaud Arbrey at the time during that point of contact. So thank you, Aquahoma.
Absolutely, Q Carlock. First degree murder, point blank, period.
Period. I can hear her saying that now. Period. Let me see if I can go ahead and screen share. Let's take a look at that street, because this is a weird one. Just the way they were able to get around a particular area. And let me know when you can see the map.
All right, it's up.
Okay. And we've got homes. See what else is around here. Wow, this is.
Yeah, you see that the highway to up to, I guess you could say upwards. That's the highway
right here.
That separates their neighborhood from mine.
Jekyll Island Causeway. Oh my God.
Yeah, it turns into 17.
Jekyll Island. It reminded me of a book that I read, The Creature from Jekyll Island by G. It's a book I read a long time ago. I think it's G.W. Griffith or Edward G. Griffith. And he talks about how the Federal Reserve came into existence back in 1913. And the name of the book is called Jekyll Island, The Creature from Jekyll Island. And then you've got a damn highway. Yeah, you got a damn highway that says Jekyll Island. It's like,
but we have a Jekyll Island over here. Jekyll Island is farther up the road. We have a Jekyll Island. It has to be. Well, that book has to be about Jekyll Island. It's right up the road.
Yeah, it is. It is about how the bankers, the institutional and international bankers, got together privately.
Yep, that's right.
For 9 days back in 1910, and you had a U.S. Senator Aldridge. You had. Let me see, what was his name? I mean, it's very good reading if anyone wants to know about how the Federal Reserve came into existence. And it was all underhanded. Everything was underhanded. And they rewrote the bill later. In other words, they fixed it later, so to speak. And this is where the banks started charging interest on money that was just created out of thin air. But that's another topic for another night.
I'm laughing at Okie 420 Mommy say Larry Moore Curly are going to prison.
Somebody going to prison. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah, but Burford Road is the road that Rowdy lives on. That's the road when he turned down originally after he passed the McMichael's house.
Right.
He turned down his road, went down there, and he ended up turning around.
Right.
And then he came back up, and that's when Rowdy got behind him, and they went a different route and cut him off through the back way. They went through the back way, and when he turned and went down Satilla Drive, he made a right down Holmes.
Right
there.
Right at Holmes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then when he was running down Holmes, that's when he seen the McMichaels at the end of Holmes. So he turned around and went back.
Right.
But
this is just weird. Yeah, this is just weird how this whole area is. Just take a look at that for a second.
It's one way in and one way out.
A triangle.
There's only one way in and one way out.
Yeah. So you got Buford Road here.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Satilla Drive here, then changes into Holmes.
Yeah, Satilla is the intersection. Right. And he made it right down Holmes. Yeah. Because see, if you look at Satilla, it goes, if you bring your mouse to the intersection of Satilla and Buford.
Yeah.
Satilla actually goes to your left. Right there. Correct. There you go. And then but he made it right down Buford. I mean Holmes.
Down Holmes. Wow. And then these guys, I guess, came around.
Yep, right there.
Right here, Zellwood Drive, and then made the left turn to block him off.
Is that?
Wow.
No, they chased him back down. Back down Holmes. They got in front of him. Rowdy had to turn his truck around. That's how he ended up behind him.
Right. That is very interesting. Let's see if I can get a 3D pan of this. That's a little bit better. You can see the landscape. This is right near a body of water.
Yep.
You've got Jekyll Causeway, Jekyll Island Causeway right here.
Which is really 17, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Now, this over here looks like a body of water to the left of all of this.
Yeah. Well, really like a lot of marshland. And there's water over there.
Pull out a little bit. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, look at this. Wow.
Yeah, we surrounded by a bunch of marsh. So anytime
all
it rains,
this. This is all Brunswick right here.
Yeah, all this, it's the outskirts of Brunswick.
It.
Yes, the outskirts of
Brunswick. Okay.
If you were to go down Jekyll Island, I guess you could call it that, the causeway, and it'll take you over the big bridge we have. That will take you into the inner city of Brunswick.
Okay, so if I went south, like here, if I went down this way?
Yeah, that's actually going, it should be north. Well, it should be like, let's see. Because Jacksonville is actually going the opposite way. So Jacksonville, you see that road right here? Okay, you see the where's 95? If you can find 95, the highway 95, which would be
95 should be here.
Yeah, right there, exactly. Yeah. Going down that way, that's going towards Jacksonville. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I see. Yeah, because I-95 runs up here to New York.
Yeah, it runs the whole East Coast.
Yeah. Wow. And you got a major intersection here, Exchange. And it's right here, folks, where all of this occurred.
Yep.
All because someone, I believe these guys, most certainly it was a
Angel P.
thing of mistaken identity. What's that?
Angel P. said she was on Jekyll Island during the pandemic.
Oh, okay. Well, I think they have a specific, what is it, a museum now where the international bankers had stayed because it was a very plush villa type of building that they stayed in. And they stayed in there 9 days and 9 nights, put together the Federal Reserve bill, and then came back to New York to get Congress to sign it into law. And once they did, during the Christmas holidays, they did it December 23rd of 1913, and it wasn't fully put together. And so they kicked it back. Congress didn't pass it. They kicked it back. And they rewrote a couple of things in it, and then sent it back in during just 2 days before Christmas. where half of Congress was already on vacation. So it only took a quorum, a small amount, to go ahead and pass it anyway, and they did.
Okay.
Janet Condon, much love to you. Thank you for the PayPal. Intelligence and research. Thank you. I like that. Much love to you for that. And my goodness, Marley 13?
Marley 13.
Marley 13 comes back into the building. Much love to you, Marley 13. Thank you so much for the Cash App. Much love to you. And as we're talking, I've got Oklahoma, you're just something else with research. You know, that's like, oh my goodness. The Creature from Jekyll Island, yeah. And this was a book by G. Edward Griffin. And it's at the applebookstore.com.
Appreciate that, Marley.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marley, for the. Hey, that's all right. Getting love over here in John. Appreciate that, Marley. I guess it was sent by someone else, but I appreciate it.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, this gives you the terrain in the area in which this area here in the deep south of Brunswick, Georgia, all of this had taken place, and it's going to be an extraordinary end week, because if the jury comes back quickly, if they come back quickly, I don't know. I don't know if they deliberate. How do you feel about it? If they come back quick, how do you feel about it? If they don't come back quick,
if they don't come back quick,
yeah.
If they don't come back quick, it's gonna all be because of Rowdy of what they decide for him. If they come back quickly, that's trouble for all of them. For me,
yeah.
To me, there's no way that you in your mind that you're even leaning toward not guilty. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they don't come back quickly, it could be for, like I said, Rowdy, or they could be deciding not to charge them with malice murder. They might go to a second degree or something like that. But if they come back quickly, it has to be the top charge. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, felony murder.
Yeah, felony murder, malice murder, whatever you want to call it. If they come back fast, I feel like every last one of them will be charged with the same crime.
Right. And obviously, if they all do come back charged with the same crime, Rowdy's attorney is going to throw in papers for an appeal on it.
Oh, most definitely.
Most certainly.
I feel like he wasn't really 100% prepared, because I think his angle was to have a mistrial, to have it move to a different venue, but that didn't happen. The judge wasn't having it.
Right.
So if he appeal it, he can appeal as many times as he wants to. I don't give a damn. They're guilty. They're guilty.
Yeah. And the interesting thing about it too, reading the article just before we got into the video clips, was the fact that there was only one African American on that jury.
Yeah.
The defense, they pulled out all the stops to eliminate as many African Americans from being on that jury. So that kind of bothers me a little bit, because, we don't know who the others are, but the way they went
it's 11 white women and 1 black man.
Oh, God.
But at the same time, though, if you are a mother and you love your child, that's going to affect you by watching that. It should, in my opinion.
Yeah, most certainly. Much love to you, Miss Queen, for your Cash App. Wow. Much love to everyone who's like, oh, sharing and showing the love tonight.
That's what's up.
Yeah. But yeah, that kind of bothers me because it if it's more women than men on that jury, and we already know that one is an African American male. I don't know how fast they'll come back if they, in reference to, because it's kind of bothering me now.
If you're going by the evidence, it should come back fast.
Yeah.
If you have sympathy for, which Travis' lawyer was very slick in the very beginning, bringing up his son. He's going to be taken away from his son. But at the same time, Miss Wanda, she don't have her son no more.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I think his lawyer was trying to, that was the angle he was trying to take. He was bringing up the fact that Travis was home, trying to put his little son to sleep. Yeah, you went from being a father to a killer that damn quick, huh? We don't want you on the streets. We don't want you on the streets.
Right. I mean, and to think of it as just that thought in your mind, if they come back and just one of them, it's not unanimous, guilty, felony murder. If it's not unanimous, this could turn into a mistrial.
It could. It definitely could.
And that is going to piss a lot of people off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. Sometimes I don't like my city, but one thing I do know, they will fight. They will fight.
Yeah, because we don't want Georgia to end up like what is it, Kenosha, Wisconsin, or what is it, Portland, out in Seattle. Because all you need is to have the old gang show up. The gang I'm talking about, because they were the gang in the streets during the George Floyd trial. Black Lives Matter and Antifa and all these crazy gangs that start to get out there to act like, they're for something, and they're not doing anything but causing more destruction and chaos from a court verdict.
Yeah.
So that I'm sure that they're preparing for as well, because if this don't turn out right, a lot of things can get stirred up out of this if it doesn't turn out right.
Now this is a question, and I'm thinking that's what Tim Tiny Dancer says, and I'm assuming I don't know. I'm assuming it's a female. If they do get off, can the prosecution, which is the state, can the prosecution make an appeal, or that's only for the defense?
That's only for the defense.
Yeah. So
because once the prosecution is done with the case, if they don't win, somebody's gonna be out of a job.
Oh, you damn right. They might as well get the fuck up out of Brunswick too. There's gonna be some angry goddamn people around here. I'm telling you, they're gonna be angry.
That's right. Be
honest with you, either way, with the fact that if y'all don't see it for yourself that these guys are racist, it's gonna be some other people angry.
Yeah,
if they get locked up. So they actually gonna be canceling school for that day, the day of the final verdict.
So, wow.
Yep.
Yeah, well, they gotta make all of the provisions and preparations for people to start acting out if the verdict is not what they're looking for, and that's going to be a mess down there.
And I'm right out here. Where is it? Where it happened? I'm right out here, right across the fucking highway.
Yeah, so they have court tomorrow, resuming. They're in recess right now, but they have court resuming what at 9 a.m.
8:30.
8:30. Okay.
Yeah.
And
We'll
we
be
still
doing it live.
and we still have I guess defense is still into closing arguments, or
Yeah.
they have completed that.
No, I think the defense is. I think they're the only one who's still left, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Because the state was the first one to go up. I've never known the state to go twice. I've never known that. But they had 3 lawyers for each suspect. So all 3 lawyers had a closing statement. And they went through all 3 of them. So I don't really know what the hell is going to go on tomorrow.
Well, yeah, I mean, if all 3 lawyers perform closing arguments right after the state presented the case to the jury, then the judge will give instructions to the jury, and that may take maybe an hour, hour and a half, give or take, depending on the dynamics of the charges, and then release them, into a sequestered mode, obviously, and keep them for deliberation until they come back with a verdict. Don't put them up in no hotel where they're not sequestered and botch it up.
They're gonna do it in-house. The judge said it. He said it today.
Right.
They're not gonna let them even leave the courthouse. They're gonna put them in another room in that building, so they don't have to go outside. Because of course, the lawyers feel like they go outside, they'll be maybe possibly intimidated with the Black Panther Party, who's out there with all their guns and all that. So they're gonna allow them to stay inside, make the decision from there. So they don't even have to go through that.
Right. And it also provides them security and protection too, in the event, because the last thing you need is leaks.
Exactly.
And shit, we've heard about those things happening during jury deliberation. And that's all you need to have in order to have a mistrial.
Yep, Andrea, it's a straight up murder, and it's not getting any better, man. It's not getting any better.
Yeah,
and
yes, Cat Eyes. The prosecution does get an opportunity to for a rebuttal statement. They do, and as I'm looking at it now, after the defense closes on their closing arguments, if the prosecution feels that they need to tighten up on any additional information that they didn't provide during their original closing arguments, then they will, motion to the make a motion to the court and to the judge for a rebuttal. But the way they presented the case meticulously and using some pretty good damn attorneys, I must say, out of the DA's office, they put the case on the table. That's for sure.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Out of the 3 lawyers and those 2 people who worked for the state, they still couldn't help. Even though I just feel like the evidence is overwhelming, but those 2 women did a damn good job.
Yeah, definitely. So I will most certainly try to catch as much of tomorrow's proceedings as I can. I'll be in and out, but I'll make sure that my tablet is charged to catch. I'll go to your house, and watch it, because some of these other places that. Hold on, I'm hearing some background noise. Yeah, boss, do me a favor. Take the helm just for 1 minute. I just got to check on something.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
So I'm just checking out what you guys are saying in the chat, and I see Cindy says state gets to go up after the defense closing. Prosecution said today that she will need to use the full 2 hours allotted to her time or to her tomorrow. Charges then given to the jury is the plan per the judge. Okay. I don't think there will be a judgment tomorrow, Leanne. Now these cases have been taking each day about 7 to 8 hours. So I don't know who all is going to speak tomorrow, but if the state is going to talk again for another 2 hours, that's 2 hours. I have no idea if the defense is going to go back up again. I don't see why they would, or if they should, or if they can. But if it only takes the 2 hours that the state need, why wouldn't they allow them to go ahead and start deliberating? I mean, makes sense to me. Why wait till Wednesday and then have to skip over Thanksgiving? So I hope there's some type of judgment, maybe close. I mean, if they start deliberating, they come back fast, and yeah, this shit might be tomorrow. You never know.
Yeah, if they come back fast, you know they hit the nail on top of the head, and somebody is not going to be too happy. That's for sure. And I know that it's going to be very interesting, you know, to see how this case unfolds, and when the verdict is in, you know, YouTube as well as Facebook and social media is going to be on pins and needles, because they've been waiting a very long time for this case to get to a point to where it is right now, and to see what happened and not have these men arrested right away. You know, it kind of gives you a little bit of a question mark. You hope something doesn't go wrong when you get to this point, you know. But when GBI came in from the governor's request to go and investigate this case, they arrested these 1, 2, 3, boom, they got them all. You know, so you kind of figure, what the hell did the local police, what were they looking at? And what did the previous DAs who had to recuse themselves, what the hell were they thinking?
Hey, check this out. Cat Eyes, she came up with a good idea. I think this would be dope if we could do something for these nice people who support you, man. She said, how about let's take a vote on how long it will take for them to make this judgment. I think that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Okay. So I've seen on Miss Q's channel polls, you know, yes or no polls and things of that nature. How do you create one of those on StreamYard? Because I never did a poll.
I don't think you can do it on StreamYard. It might be the streaming service that she used.
Okay.
Caroline, how do I feel about the jury composition? It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Straight bullshit. But hey, just like someone said earlier, if they do the right thing, there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it what should happen. And if they seen this footage, they didn't even have to sit there these 13, 14 days to figure out what happened. You know what I'm saying? They should go in there, just like I think it was Tiny Dancer said, and say, hey, guilty, not guilty. Everybody should raise their hand immediately guilty. Right. I know that. I just know they have to consider the charges. You know what I'm saying? Because, first degree murder, malice murder is with the intent to kill. You know what I'm saying? So some people might feel like he was defending his neighborhood, which is a bunch of bullshit. But somebody might feel that way, and they might feel like it's manslaughter. You never know. Yeah. But that's bullshit. They say that.
Miss Queen, asked you a question. Boss, did you see Travis's face when the state was closing her argument, Travis looked nervous, like he wanted to piss himself.
Damn right. Yes, I seen it. Yeah, he's nervous as shit. He's scared. All that talking he do on Facebook, on social media, he's capping. We call it capping. You ain't about that life, brother. I'm telling you that right now. He's nervous as shit. You know what I'm saying? This dude, I think he's in his mid to late 30s. I can't remember how old Travis is, but he got a little son that he's gonna miss the rest of his life because of some stupid dumbass decision he made. And I don't know if y'all paid attention in the early stages of the trial. He somewhat threw his goddamn daddy under the bus. My daddy told me to go get the gun, bitch. So I went and got my gun. The shotgun was the first one I seen. Man, shut up.
Yeah.
You a grown ass man. You ain't got to go get no damn gun because your daddy told you to go get a gun. You grown, man. You wanted to do that shit. Shut up. Yeah, he's scared. He's definitely scared, Queen Talk. Okay.
Yeah,
Mama said she wrote 1 hour. What you say, John?
1 hour. They're all guilty as hell. I got to cook my dinner. I hear you.
What time you gonna give it, John? How long you think it's gonna take?
Jury deliberation. My goodness, the way I'm looking at it, if it goes right, yeah, I would definitely say within about 1 or 2 hours, give or take, maybe even less than that. They can take a break, do lunch, deliberate for 30 minutes, and then come back to close it out, because those folks do not want to be wrapped up for the holidays. You know what I mean? Back there, they just don't. Not Thanksgiving.
For real, they don't want to come back, and that's the reason why they shut down early today, because they was gonna stay for another 2 goddamn hours, and I think that's what someone in the chat was talking about. So that 2 hours is gonna go to the state tomorrow. But when he went in there and talked to the jurors, they was ready to go home. So I figure this much: if that's the attitude they have right now, shit. What you say, John? You can't say 1 or 2. You got to give us time, John.
I can't say 1 or 2.
No. Give us time. You can't say 1 or 2.
I mean, this should be a slam dunk. So I would say 1 hour at best.
I'm going to go 1 hour and 30 minutes. I'm going in between y'all.
Okay.
Tiny Dancer says 45 minutes. Janica says 2 hours. And you going with guilty, right, John?
Yeah.
I am too, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. They have to find somebody guilty on that. They have to find guilt in this, because if it's not, it's just not going to be it. It's just not going to be it. I'm telling you.
Miss Patty say 1 to 8 hours. God damn, that's a broad range right there.
Patty, you can only choose one number now. Come on.
Yeah, give us a direct time. We trying to see who get the closest. I'm 1.5 hours. That's what I'm
now let's go back into time. Let's go to George Floyd. How long did the jury deliberate before they came back with a verdict, if we can remember? Because it was fairly quickly. I mean, they didn't spend maybe within about an hour, and then obviously they had to wait, I think, an extra 20 minutes or so like that, because they had asked the judge for, it was something regarding his instructions. And then right after the judge sent that piece of information to the jury, they came in quickly right after that. And it's like, oh shit. Excuse my French. I said, oh man, they came back quick. I wonder if they're gonna nail this guy.
It says jurors deliberated for more than 10 hours over 2 days. That's what I'm looking at right here on CNN.
Okay, for the George Floyd?
Yeah, George
Yeah,
Floyd.
well, that's fairly quickly. That they didn't spend 3, 4 days, 5 days, a week deliberating.
I don't want them to spend not even one fucking day with these fuckers.
Yeah, especially when you got the holidays, Thanksgiving right there, around the corner. It's like hell, I'm not going to spend my time doing this. So we all know they're guilty. It's just a matter of making sure that the time fits the crime and the right person gets it.
Leslie B say 3 hours. All right. And we're gonna go back to this chat once we find out what happens. Patty says 2 hours at the most.
Yeah.
How many charges? That's another question right there. That's a whole other question.
What's that?
She said how many charges are they gonna get?
Oh,
Longest one of them is murder.
Yeah, well, they got a bunch. They got a bunch that they have to settle.
Mm-hmm.
Unlawful imprisonment, all this other nonsense. There's malicious murder. There's felony murder. There's unlawful imprisonment, and several other charges. We don't know if the guns that they had were registered or licensed or anything. Not unless that came up in the trial.
Yeah. Well, hey, I definitely appreciate being here with you, man. This was awesome.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I had a good time with you guys. Appreciate everybody for being here and supporting my brother John, and we're gonna see what happens tomorrow.
Now, here's an idea. When I come up with an idea, it's always at the tail end of things.
It's probably got me doing some work. I don't mind at all.
Yeah, we could do a follow-up live after the verdict and have an open discussion.
Now, wait a minute, John. God damn it. Let's do it at my house.
Yeah, we can do it at your house. That's what I was
do it at my house.
We could go to your house and we could light it up. We can have an open discussion, and you can invite, all of your, your family there. I'll invite everybody. Well, everybody's here. My family to you, your family over, and we can have an open discussion after the verdict. How's that? So we'll do a verdict watch open discussion live.
So if the verdict is held tomorrow, we're going to come on over to my crib directly afterwards.
Yeah,
we're going to be lit. It's going to be lit.
Sounds good. What y'all think about that? Type of one in the room if, that's something that you'd be interested in doing a verdict watch. And as soon as the verdict comes in and on the table, Boss Blake will go live and we can have an open discussion.
Oh, yeah. I'm with it.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Sounds good. Sounds good. Chips and dips.
Let's get it. I bring the goddamn vodka.
You bring the vodka?
I bring the vodka.
I get the orange juice and the cranberry juice, and I won't bring any whipped cream.
John.
We're going to save that for later.
Wait till Q comes up here with you, man. Don't say that shit while my dog. Let me get up out of here, man. I felt some kind of way about that shit.
Oh, man. Yeah, we have a good time. Thank you so much, Brother Boss Blake, for making time to get this live on the books. I've been really waiting to do this with you, and I'm glad that we're able to get this hammered out, at least to this point. And then we'll pick it up after the verdict comes in.
Most definitely. I want to love to everybody. I appreciate y'all for having me. Hopefully I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe.
All right, you too. You too. One love, brother.
One love. Got
it. Oh, man. Now we had a powerhouse live tonight, Brother Boss Blake. And if you're not subscribed to his channel, definitely one of the moderators drop his link in there. Make sure that you're subscribed, put the bell on, because we are on a verdict watch. Once the jury goes into deliberation on the Ahmaud Arbrey case, and I'm sure that once we have that live open discussion, it's going to be an open panel, and we're definitely going to have some thoughts running through there. That's for sure. That is for sure. Sounds good. Sounds good. And once again, much love goes out to those special people tonight who sent in some love to John Q during the part of this live. And that is Marley 13. Let me see. That's still coming in. Oh my God. Queen Talks Crime. Much love for the Cash App. Queen Talks Crime. You know it. And my goodness, property on Oklahoma. You just a researching machine over there. Property owner, jury sleeping, defense, closing statements, witnesses. Okay. Much love to you. Good to know people got your back. We've got let's see, a PayPal. Okay, let me see, make sure I don't say the wrong thing. Got PayPal from Annette. Annette, much love to you for sending the PayPal. Thank you, John, for justice. Yes, this has to stop. Thank you, Annette. Okay. Ooh, I got to go down this little list here. Y'all sent me a list. Let's see what else is here. And then we had Marley 13, much love to you for the Cash App. Marley puts a smile on my face every time she shows up. Randy puts a smile on my face every time he shows up because he's the first one in the chat before everybody else get here. It's like, okay. The live don't start until an hour, Randy. That's all right, brother. I just want to let you know I'm here. I got your back. I know I received a Cash App. Hold on. I'm just scrolling down. I got so many emails up in here now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's this? And Miss Anna. Miss Anna sent me a PayPal either early this morning or last night. I think it was early this morning. Early this morning. Okay, you're killing my phone over here. You're going to kill my phone. Y'all hear my phone going off? You're going to kill my phone. But that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, just keep sending that love. That is perfect. And if I missed your name, we will catch you on the next live. We got a verdict watch for Mr. Boss Blake's house. We got that there. Hopefully they don't run it into Wednesday because we've got Q squared on Wednesday at 10 p.m. So if the case goes to the jury tomorrow and they come back real quick, oh, we're going to be good. We're going to be good because we'll have Miss Q on Q squared on Wednesday at 10. Hopefully we will have some additional new information regarding the marathon, making progress. We've got a conference call to do tomorrow night. And then Wednesday, we can let you know how that went. We're still in motion on that, folks. We've never stopped. Never stop. Never stop. Oh, you was a little late tonight, Randy? No, you're never late. You're never late, brother. You're never late. You always shine. Oh, really? Okay, Patty. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that you've got a place to come to. You've got a channel to come to. And if the channel and the content creator helps in any way, shape, or form to make you feel good, that's a good place to go to. Because there's not many channels out here that I know of, that's just me, that I know of, where you can come, enjoy yourself, get educated, get informed, and walk away feeling good. I'm glad I spent my time here tonight. I didn't hit a dud. They did talk about something of substance. There was no drama. Oh, Lord. Praise the Lord. Sunny D, your favorite part was the whipped cream? Is that what you're thinking about right now, Sunny D? Oh, she smiled when I said that. She smiled when I said that. Oh, he's saying whipped cream again. Thank you, Sunny D. You're awesome too. 100, Patty said. Francis Dean is smiling over there. Look how many smiles she put in the chat. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's from ear to ear. When you can get 5 smiles in a row like that, that's from ear to ear, left to right, all the way around the face. But not hold that too long, because your cheeks lock up and you start walking around like that. Wake up like that, have lunch like that, eat your dinner like that, watch TV like that, talk like that, walk like that, go shopping like that, go to bed like that. Okay, be careful. Oh, she laughing over there now. Okay, yeah, you gotta breathe. Don't forget to breathe. I remember one time I laughed so hard it was just trying to get an inhale, and you're crying, your tears are coming out your face. That kind of laugh, and your stomach, you feel like there's a extra 6-pack growing on your stomach. That kind of laugh. Cat Eyes said, like the Joker. Yeah. Oh, it's hard to stop. One of them good rambunctious laughs. Con mucho gusto kind of laugh. Oh, man. You're blown away. Blown away. So, yes, I look forward to reconnecting with everyone that has joined us for a special live with Mr. Boss Blake tonight, covering the Ahmaud Arbrey case out of Brunswick, Georgia. We are on a very, very important deliberation for the jury. We're on jury watch, verdict watch. So it's going to be very interesting what they come back with. So we will see. Yeah, laughing is good medicine. Yes, it is. It helps detox your system, improves blood circulation for anyone that's got high blood pressure. It's the best spiritual exercise that I know of is laughing. When you can get a good hearty laugh that works muscles in your body, that kind of laugh. Ooh, look out. You just better hope and pray you ain't around nobody when you're laughing, because a lot of silly things can happen with your body when you laugh that hard. Your nose starts running. You might let one out. All kinds of things can happen. Yeah, Patty, that's it. Now she's tilted on her laughs. Look at that. All kinds of special things can happen. You start snorting, it Putin, all kinds of magical things can happen. So, that those kind of laughs are best done privately, where you can really enjoy it by yourself. Because most people hold back their all out laugh from other people seeing it. They don't want to show all their mouth. They don't want to show all their teeth. So they cover their mouth and turn their head and do all kinds of posturings just to avoid showing how much of a laugh you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. But thank you for that compliment. I'm glad that you have a place to come to and step away from, and you feel good. Most certainly. Yes, it does elevate serotonin levels. It's a natural high if you keep laughing. What is so funny? Why are you laughing so hard? It reminds me of the first time I saw Friday with Ice Cube and Chris Tucker. I had me a good laugh in that movie. Damn! I'm like, whoa. That movie had me rolling. There are a number of movies that had me but Friday, you can watch that as many times as you want. There'd be not one time you break out laughing. It's either Ice Cube or Chris Tucker or Debo or, his girlfriend. Oh my God, what he did with his underwears when what was that guy's name? They used to sneak in places and steal stuff. Oh, that movie was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. You're talking about rolling on the floor. I did me 10 times better on that one. Oh yeah. But we kept it together. So I pop that in from time to time. My little spiritual exercise. I hope you do too. You keep those good movies on. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up and get out of here. We are on verdict watch for the Ahmaud Arbrey case. We've got Q Squared on 10 p.m. Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. And then we might be coming back here for another Q the Truth. We'll see. We'll see. But Table Talk, definitely Sundays at 10 p.m. I'm trying to line something up real good. So far, I'm waiting for confirmation. Once I get it, you will too. On the day I do it. Anyway, much love to everyone who's joined us. And I don't have an outro, and that reminds me, I've got to get an outro to Cue the Truth. But I will use what I do have, because that's what we do here. Use the tools we have. Create the tools we need. God gives us those tools just in time. With that said, take care, y'all. I see hearts and love, good vibes. Take them with you. Share them. Share them in places that will share those things back with you. You are a reflection of your thoughts. And while you're on YouTube in these YouTube streets, make sure that's what you're getting back to, so that this way your time investment is always protected. Be well and stay blessed with Godspeed. You've been on Cue the Truth tonight, covering the Ahmaud Arbrey case with Mr. Boss Blake. We'll see you soon.